All right, let's talk about money. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and confusion surrounding personal finance. We're going to create a simple, clear roadmap that anyone can follow to turn that feeling of complexity into pure confidence.
So, let me ask you something. Does managing your money ever just feel way too complicated? If you've ever felt that stress or that overwhelming confusion, trust me, you are so not alone. It can feel like you're playing a complex game where nobody ever gave you the rule book, right? Well, the good news is it really doesn't have to be that way.
And this right here is the key. This quote from Morgan Housel absolutely nails it. Mastering money isn't about being a math wizard or knowing complex financial theories. It's about your behavior. It's about your habits, your mindset. And that is the foundation we're going to build everything on today.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle mindset and some common myths. Then, I'll introduce you to a super simple framework called the 5 pillars. After that, we'll get practical and show you how to put it all into practice, reveal the magic of compounding, and finally, leave you with some awesome tools to continue your journey.
Okay, first things first. Before we even touch a budget or talk about stocks, we have to deal with the psychology of it all. You know, all those stories we tell ourselves? The myths, like you need a ton of money to start investing, or all debt is automatically bad. Our financial decisions are driven by these ideas, so today we're going to replace them with a clear, powerful framework.
So, how do we bring some order to all that chaos? Well, we're going to use a simple map. It turns out that every single financial topic you can think of, from your paycheck to your retirement plan, fits neatly into one of just 5 pillars. This is your new mental model for money.
Pillar number 1, earn. This is the starting line, right? But here's the crucial part. It's not about your big gross salary. Nope, it's about your net income, what you actually take home after all the deductions. Every other decision you make flows from this one number. That's why it's step 1.
Next up, pillar 2, spend. Now this is where you really take back control. Honestly, the whole game comes down to consciously separating your essential needs from your discretionary wants. If you can master this one pillar, it changes absolutely everything.
Okay, pillar 3 is save and invest. Now, people often lump these together, but they have 2 very different jobs. Think of it this way. You save for short-term safety. That's your emergency fund for when life throws you a curveball. But you invest for long-term growth. That's when you put your money to work so it can build real wealth over time.
Pillar 4 is all about how you borrow. Now, I know the word debt can sound scary, but the goal here is to start thinking of it as a strategic tool, not just a financial anchor. When you understand things like your credit score and loan terms, you can actually use borrowing to build wealth instead of letting it weigh you down.
And our final pillar is to protect what you've built. This one is so important. All that hard work, earning, spending wisely, investing, it can be undone by one unexpected event. This is all about risk management. It's about using things like insurance and fraud prevention as a shield for your financial future. Okay, so those are the 5 pillars. That's our blueprint. Earn, spend, save and invest, borrow, and protect. Now, let's get our hands dirty and actually start building the house by putting these ideas to work with a few simple, actionable rules. A really great starting point for the spend pillar is the 50-30-20 rule. It's a super simple framework. Just take your take-home pay and aim to put about 50% toward your needs, 30% toward your wants, and a really solid 20% towards savings and paying down debt. Easy, right?
Now, for that borrow pillar, it is absolutely crucial to know the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt helps you buy assets that can grow in value, like a mortgage on a house. Bad debt, well, that's what you use for stuff that loses value, and it usually comes with nasty high interest rates that just drain your wealth.
And if you're trying to tackle that bad debt, the Debt Snowball Method is a super powerful strategy. It's all about psychology. You focus on paying off your smallest debt first. When you knock it out, you get this quick psychological win, this boost of momentum that makes it so much easier to keep going and tackle the next biggest one.
Okay, we've arrived at what might be the single most important concept in all of finance. Seriously, if you can really get your head around this, you understand the secret to building long-term wealth.
I'm talking about compound interest. Yeah, it sounds a little technical, but the idea is incredibly simple. Just picture a small snowball rolling down a long hill. The longer it rolls, the bigger it gets, and the bigger it gets, the faster it picks up more snow. Your money works the exact same way.
Benjamin Franklin summed it up perfectly centuries ago. This is it.
This is the core engine of creating wealth. Your initial investment earns returns, and then those returns start earning their own returns. It's a beautiful cycle.
Let's make this real. Imagine you invest just $1,000 one time, and then you don't touch it for 30 years. With a pretty modest 7% average return, it grows to over $7,000. That's just the power of time. But what happens if we add a little consistency?
And here is where the magic really happens. Just look at that jump. By adding just $500 a year, that's less than $42 a month, the final amount is over 5 times larger. That is the incredible power of combining time with consistency.
Okay, so this explainer gives you the map. But, every great journey needs a good guidebook or two. So to finish up, we've put together a little toolkit of our favorite books and podcasts to keep you going.
Each of these books offers a really unique perspective. Dave Ramsey gives you a straightforward, no-nonsense plan to get out of debt. Morgan Housel explores the mindset behind it all. J.L. Collins is all about keeping investing super simple and effective. The key is to find the author and the approach that really resonates with you.
And for learning on the go, podcasts are just fantastic. If you want practical consumer tips, you got to listen to Clark Howard. For just fascinating stories about how the economy works, try Planet Money. There's a show out there for every goal and every learning style. So, we've gone from mindset to a simple 5-pillar map and even the tools you need for the journey. But here's the thing, knowledge is only potential until you act on it. So the only question that really matters now is, what's the first, single step you'll take to build your future?